Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Telarus Tuesday call. Doug Miller, the voice of Telarus, is wandering around Disneyland as we speak, but he'll be back, rested and better than ever next week. In the meantime, I'm Bryce Hayes, SVP of Operations here at Telarus, and I will be your host today. This week, I will be joined on the call by Christopher Peters, the Global Channel Chief of 8x8, or as he says, the Galactic Channel Chief of 8x8. I'm excited to hear from Chris shortly about 8x8 and his plans for the channel, and I look forward to hearing about the latest from 8x8. To start off today, just a few reminders about some upcoming events. First, this week, our Telarus Innovation team will be in Phoenix and in San Diego. In fact, the Phoenix TIC should start shortly. You can come and hear from our founders, our outstanding suppliers, and peers in the industry as they discuss Telarus tools, channel strategies, and more. And just around the corner from June 19th to the 21st, the granddaddy of all Telarus events, the Telarus Partners Summit. This will be held at the Stein Eriksen Lodge in beautiful Deer Valley, Utah, and the amazing channel event brings together the biggest and brightest in the industry. Every year, our summit gets better and better, and this year really is no exception. If you have not heard, I'm excited to share that we will have the CEOs of both ShoreTel and Vonage, along with many channel chiefs, suppliers, and partners at this event. This is an opportunity you do not want to miss, and space is truly limited. So if you haven't registered, please call your partner support manager or your regional vice president for details, and I hope to see you there. Shifting gears just a bit, let's look at last week's top wins. In the number 3 spot, please join me in congratulating Howard Eigenberg at Found Communications in Malibu, California. The team at Found cooked up a fantastic POTS opportunity with Birch last week. Congratulations to Howard Eigenberg and the team at Found Communications. In the number 2 spot, congratulations go to Intrinsic Technology Group in Las Vegas, Nevada. Eric Astromecki closed a contact center opportunity with our Sandy, Utah neighbors at InContact. As most of you know, as a contact center veteran, I have a soft spot for InContact, so I'm always excited to see these opportunities. A great company and a great deal. Congratulations, Eric Astromecki from Intrinsic Technology Group. And in the number 1 spot, please join me in congratulating Martel Communications, Martin Rich and Robert Proctor from Canton, Massachusetts. The team closed a great deal with Mettel to land in the number 1 spot this week. Fantastic work from Martel Communications with the Mettel deal. Martin Rich and Robert Proctor, congratulations on a big week. Today, it is my pleasure to announce that Telarus has added Ariaka to its portfolio. This is great news for many of you. Ariaka offers a global SD-WAN solution. And on the phone with me today, please welcome Manisha Mahajan, the Director of Channel Enablement for Ariaka. Manisha, good morning and welcome to Telarus.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Bryce. And thank you, everybody, for giving me just a few minutes to introduce myself and introduce Ariaka. As Bryce mentioned, my name is Manisha Mahajan. I am the Director of Channel Enablement here. I've been with Ariaka for close to 2 years, and during that time have been focused entirely on how to make the onboarding and enablement process a positive and engaging experience for our partners. So we're really delighted to be a part of your partner portfolio. I know I speak on behalf of the entire channel team at Ariaka and the entire Ariaka organization that we're very excited about the partnership. We recognize that you all work with many suppliers, and so it's our intention over the next 90 days to make sure we get you all trained up on obviously SD-WAN, which I know everybody knows much about already, but specifically SD-WAN and how Ariaka will fit into that portfolio. As I think you all probably have on your calendars, I will be speaking on Thursday during our training session. I'm planning to cover Ariaka at a 101 level. We will talk about our solution, cover a few use cases to give you all some real-world examples of how Ariaka is working for some of our notable existing clients today. And then, of course, we'll cover positioning and qualifying leads with Ariaka, mapping the right opportunities to us, and then also passing on the ones that are not a good fit. So we'll be sure to cover all that. I'll give you all a quick glimpse into the Ariaka Partner Portal, and then, of course, take any questions that you may have. So please do join on Thursday if you can. And I'll work with you, Bryce, and your team to make sure that everybody on the phone can receive a few key pieces of our collateral so they can begin reading and familiarizing themselves with Ariaka. But thank you, Bryce.
Great. Thank you, Manisha. Sorry about that, a little technical difficulty. I hope that if there are any technical difficulties, if you can't hear me, just ping me on the chat and let me know. But continuing on, again, just a reminder, this Thursday at 11 Eastern Time, join us as we officially launch Ariaka. Simply go to Telarus.com and look under events, and we hope that you'll be able to join us. In addition to Ariaka, there are some other training opportunities that you can take advantage of. On Wednesday at noon Eastern Time, join RapidScale as they address email security and archiving with Mimecast. And just an hour later, you can join BroadSky Networks as they discuss Cradlepoint Cloud. And on Thursday at 1 p.m., in case you haven't had enough training, Level 3 has some great insight to share around retail network solutions. To address just a couple of very quick spiffs, there are 3 outstanding spiffs currently underway. Actually, there are several. In the Telarus back office on the left side of the page, there is a link which shows all current spiffs. Hopefully you know where that link is. A few that we want to just bring to your attention as they expire here at the end of June. First of all, ShoreTel is offering partners an immediate percentage MRR payout, anywhere from 50 to 125% for any deal greater than $2,500 in MRR. As usual, you can find these details in the back office. Vonage is offering a 3 times MRR spiff on cloud services and a 1 times MRR spiff on circuits sold in Q2. And last but not least, WOW Business. The good folks at WOW have a 2 times upfront spiff on all products until June 30th, and you don't even have to wait until the install. So if you're able to sell WOW services, that cash comes up front. Again, for more details on these spiffs, please go to the back office and click on the What Are the Spiff links. And ladies and gentlemen, to the main event. This week I'm joined on the call by Christopher Peters, as I said, the Galactic Channel Chief or Global Channel Chief of 8x8, the big gun. Chris has over 20 years of experience leading sales teams and overseeing channel development. He's worked in marketing. He's launched new products and initiatives. He's negotiated intellectual property licenses and is an executive. And more specific to this audience, Chris leads the 8x8 channel, and we're excited to welcome him. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address the team here at Telarus. We've very much enjoyed our partnership with Telarus and the agents. We've been at it now for a little bit less than a year, and have certainly seen some rapid success. So thank you. What I wanted to do today is give you a little perspective from 8x8's side of things of where the market is and the trends that we're seeing that we think are significant to our channel partners, and also give you an update on some of our channel partner programs as we've made some significant investments over the last 12 months in particular, and have more coming over the next 12 months. So with that, if we could go to the second slide, please. And the third slide, so we can skip the title slides. You know, what we're finding is that there's a great opportunity when we recognize the changing demographics of the workforce. We all talk about the millenniums and how to deal with those folks, but even so, old guys like me, we're working out of our homes more often, certainly working out of hotels more often, and are really looking at, and anywhere in between for that matter, and really looking at how to stay connected with our customers, or how our customers can always reach us, it seems like 24 hours a day. And this trends very well towards the mid-market enterprise customers that 8x8 caters to through our channel partners. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday morning I started off my day at home at 7 o'clock on a conference call using my soft phone on my laptop, plugged into my home network over Wi-Fi. The call continued too long. I had to get in the car for my commute to the office. I've seamlessly transferred that call to my mobile phone on which my 8x8 app sits. The caller didn't even know I changed devices, let alone that I was now driving in my car with my Bluetooth enabled. The call continued. I got to the office, plugged in my laptop, transferred my phone actually to the phone I'm talking on now, which is a Polycom IP phone. Again, it was all transparent to the people on the rest of the call. I could then, with my laptop, engage with the presentation, do web chats with the participants in the call. All of this creates this seamless communication paradigm across locations, across devices, across media, etc. If you could go to the second slide, please. So in addition, the shift to the cloud is precipitated by any number of factors, and certainly there's a cost factor involved. And whenever we start talking with customers and with channel partners, there's a lot of hidden costs associated with on-premise communication systems that get lost in the consideration, whether that's having an entire IT team per location, maintaining an on-premise solution. They have better things to do that are more focused on whatever the intention is of the enterprise customer versus taking management of a communication platform. The ability, in fact, to have a seamless communication experience across the globe, or the galaxy, as we like to think, sometime in the future. Being able to make phone calls on net at no charge using extension dialing with HD audio when calling someone in your office in Sydney, Australia, out to Moscow, Russia, and all points in between north, south, east, and west. The economies of scale also get addressed. Not only there's their cost, now there's no charge for those calls other than the monthly service fee, which is a predictable single bill monthly service fee. But also keep in mind that if you're any type of a global business, you're going to experience with premise equipment bills from all sorts of different providers for your PRIs and et cetera that need to be rectified, consolidated, reviewed, and there's significant effort associated with that equates to money and is obviated by a cloud communication solution from a provider that's singular and providing you your full needs. If you could go to the next slide, please. So, now, the good news is that this is a huge market that has been unpenetrated. So, globally, there's about 400 million telephone lines in use as of 2017. By most estimates, this market has been penetrated at less than 10% to date. A $50 billion market, less than 10% penetrated. $40 billion of UCaaS opportunity, $10 billion of contact center opportunity. And it's growing at 65% a year. Estimates are that by 2022, 38% of the market will be penetrated. So still plenty of room for growth out there, but between 2017 today and 22, you can see it's a massive, massive opportunity. It's a very exciting time to be in the cloud communication space with lots of opportunity for us all to make a lot of money. Next slide, please. And it's interesting. A few years ago, and 8x8 started business back in 2002, offering cloud communication system services. Actually, we started business in '87, but in 2002 we began offering cloud communication services. Before it was called cloud, by the way, it was called hosted at that point in time. And we catered mainly to SMB customers, 10 extensions here, 50 extensions there, et cetera, et cetera. And that trend continued, I'd say, till about 2007 when we started seeing interest from mid-market customers. That's 100 extensions, 200 extensions. But about 2.5 years ago, we noticed a real inflection in the market in as much as suddenly we were presenting and winning opportunities for 5,000 extensions, 10,000 extensions, 7,000 retail locations. It became not a point of, hey, enterprise customer, are you going to go cloud or premise? It was which cloud. And so I think there's, as this slide will show, there's huge opportunity. Only 5% of the large businesses in the U.S. have adopted cloud unified communication, but it's growing at 45% a year. Obviously, the SMB side is more penetrated, but still has great growth. And then that mid-market is a great opportunity as well. So we're seeing it across the gamut for opportunities to sell cloud communications, whether that's unified communications or contact center. So next slide, please. And don't worry, we aren't going to go through all 58 of the slides. Marketing likes to provide those to me, and we'll whip through those as quickly as possible. One shameless plug for 8x8. If you go to the next slide, I'll quickly be done with this and get to some of the other stuff here. So we are a truly global communication provider, someday perhaps galactic. We have over 47,000 businesses, 1,000 employees spread out mainly between our San Jose headquarters and our UK, Cluj, Romania, and New York facilities. We are the only unified communication vendor that has been a leader in Gartner's Magic Quadrant for 5 years running. We are also a participant in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for cloud contact center solutions as well. The only provider that has both of those. We're also very financially stable. We went public in '97, and we've been growing at about 20-25% a year. We've been profitable for 27 now consecutive quarters, and have never had a dime of debt in our life. We think that's important to your prospective customers, to you, to know that if we are fortunate enough to win some business, we're going to be around for a while with a singular business model, that is to win customers in mid-market enterprise, deploy them successfully, effectively, and quickly around the globe, and then provide them great customer service. So next slide, please. Last one for our plug. We offer the full gamut of cloud communications, contact center, web conferencing capabilities, chat capabilities, quality management, workforce management, a full omni-channel contact center solution. And underneath all of that are analytics that provide a rich set of data for customers to analyze their business through the communications behaviors. And that is all, again, on a global basis. So next slide, please. And we can skip that one. Virtual Office, Contact Now. We'd love to talk more about that. All enterprise customers need integrations, whether that's with Salesforce, whether that's with their proprietary CRM solution, NetSuite, Zendesk, any number. We lead the pack in the ability to provide these integrations. And I would note that a very interesting market these days is the chat market. There seems to be a new chat player every day. When you look at an enterprise customer base, you're going to see that they have chat from different vendors being used in different parts of the organization. The sales team's using Chatter from Salesforce. The DevOps team is using HipChat. Others are using Yammer. 8x8 has taken the approach through our acquisition of SameRoom to provide a conduit between all of those chat people so that they can talk seamlessly amongst themselves while still using their favorite chat platform versus trying to get them all converted to a single platform. We're going to work with them to offer the ability for them to keep those chat platforms and interoperate between them. So next slide, please. I'm just going to go through a couple of, next slide, please. And next slide, please. A couple of case studies that I think point out what we see the trend of the business being. So OFX is a currency transaction house headquartered out of Sydney, Australia. They have about 150 contact center agents located in Sydney, Australia, Toronto, Ontario, San Francisco, California, and London, UK. They called us a few number of months ago and said, we just want to make sure you guys are all on point here. You've done great for us, but next week's going to be a huge week for us as a currency transaction company because Brexit, whether they voted to go out of the EU or stayed in the EU, there was going to be a humongous amount of currency trading coming out of their UK office, and indeed there was. They were able to manage their contact center out of Sydney, by the way, and in fact they were able to pull agents from Toronto, from San Francisco, and from Sydney to back up their UK queues, such that, and they told me this specifically when I visited them in Sydney back in October, that thanks to 8x8, they were able to continue transactions well beyond any of their competitors, such that they made more money than anybody else did, and that had all to do with the fact that they had a cloud communication contact center solution deployed that was global and could be managed effectively from anywhere in the world. If you can go down just a couple more slides, I know I'm running out of time, so I want to make sure I get them covered. Skip that one. Out of Europe was a great win for us. NetSuite is a global deployment with 4,000. We can skip that one. And Regis, we recently had an announcement about our renewed relationship with Regis. We've deployed over 25,000 seats with them, mainly in the U.S. and the U.K., but we've added 12 or 13 more countries to that deployment so that they offer 8x8 solutions to their tenants in their executive suites. Next, please. This is the last one I'll talk about. So GameStop is in the process of deploying 4,000 or 5,000 U.S. stores, and then we'll be working on their international stores. We actually deployed 1,600 of their corporate locations in 4 different offices over a weekend. They all walked in Monday morning and had a brand new phone system. But certainly when you look at cloud communications and what is important to our enterprise customers, deployment is key. So we've been deploying about 90 stores a week with these guys. Some of our other retail folks we've actually been deploying more quickly. But very important to be able to effectively deploy customers and keep them happy. And this was a big win for us over AT&T. So the next slide, please. And we have, 8x8 has customers of all shapes and sizes. We're glad to entertain any opportunities that on both the contact center side as well as the hosted PBX side that come our way. So wanted to give you a quick update now on the next slide. And the next slide, with respect to our partner marketing programs, we've, as I said, made a significant enhancement to that program led by our fabulous marketing team and business development team. Some of them are at Telarus today, I believe. We provide monthly newsletters, program updates, product announcements on a regular basis. So we've really increased the awareness capabilities that we offer. Enablement. We have, through our partner portal, a comprehensive playbook and collateral that is co-brandable, and then a full suite of training, sales enablement on both the sales front of things, as well as on deployment and customer support to allow you to add value in the chain with a library as well of products and sales training videos and live webinars as well as classes. So on the automation side of things, we've revamped our entire partner portal, allows partners to register opportunities there, co-branded collaterals available, submit for MDF programs, any number of things there. And then on that co-marketing efforts, much of it self-serve through the partner portal, but many opportunities for sponsorship and NDF and marketing plans to be established between yourselves and 8x8. If you could go to the next slide, just a couple of other things here. So we've also recently announced our partner concierge desk, whereby we provide escalation capabilities for our partner, whether that's on billing issues for their customers, commission issues for themselves, the deployment status, where they are, where the customer is in that deployment process, any support escalations that are necessary. And this is fully tracked from using what we now have globally for our customers, our Service Cloud initiative. That is that we offer 24/7 support with multiple contact centers around the globe that are fully integrated with the same service cloud, so that if a customer in London calls up during the day in London and has an issue, doesn't quite get addressed during the day in London, but calls back up later that night, he may be picked up by the U.S., by Singapore, or some other location that can still service him with all of the same information that was originally provided. Next slide, please. Talked a lot about our partner portal there, playbooks, marketing collateral, deal registration, and a full knowledge base of our services. Another slide, please. Then the enablement with the playbooks and is available as well up there. I think I mentioned that already. Sorry, redundant slide. Next slide, please. Joint demand gen programs. Again, talk to our marketing folks about that. And next slide, please. Co-brandable custom campaigns. Again, our marketing folks can drive that. And then the final one, I think, is next slide. One more, demand generation for events. And then finally, a renewed effort on training. I want to make sure that you're aware of that through our sales engineering organization and the sales enablement team there, as well as through our 8x8 Academy, where we provide, coming soon at least on the certification front, but available today, material to help you with assisting us with service deployments and support certifications. So I think I actually finished a couple of minutes short. I think that's it. We're fully invested in the channel. That's my last slide. Forgot about that, and some of our pictures of some of our team members down there. But I appreciate the opportunity to present to you. Glad to field any questions as appropriate, either online or offline. Otherwise, we thank you for your support. 8x8 has renewed its emphasis on our channel partners and our channel community, and our focus going forward is in the mid-market enterprise space, channel first sales initiatives, working across the gamut of our sales teams to work with our channel partners to secure those mid-market enterprise customers. So thank you very much for your time this morning. I appreciate it. And again, we are glad to take any questions online, offline, or otherwise. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. We did have just a couple of questions that came across the chat line. First of all, from Eric. He expressed a concern about localized installation, and I think maybe GameStop would be a good example. How have you been able to assure that these phones are provisioned appropriately and that they receive back-end support?
Well, we actually have perfected that over the years, which enables our deployment team. So we can go on site on a deployment, but most of our deployments are remote. We actually have a unique activation methodology by which we actually just ship phones with the users receive an email with an activation code. Those phones are generic, so they can be sent anywhere. Upon receipt of plugging in the phone, powering it up, the first thing is to enter the activation code, and you're automatically connected to the 8x8 service. Now, keep in mind as well, though, and especially when you talk about GameStop and some of these retail opportunities, they may not. What's important to us is to make sure that the network is viable, and we've perfected high-quality voice over the open internet. Although we do certainly support MPLS, SD-WANs, Ariaka was mentioned, and other private connectivity. But what's important to us is to be able to perform a network test at each location from which the customer intends to get service, to ensure that there is sufficient bandwidth, sufficient low levels of jitter, of packet loss, and ensure that really you have the good bits, which they don't need to be great bits, they just need to be good bits to ensure high quality voice over the open internet or whatever that connectivity is for WAN.
Excellent. Thank you. Zach Schechter has a question around some of the international opportunities you talked about. Did you take care of everything down to the phones, including the local DIDs?
We can provide local DIDs in over 100 countries, and in those countries where we can't obtain local DIDs, we use a deployment scheme, a gateway scheme to obtain local DIDs from a local provider. But absolutely everything from phone provisioning to deployment, whether that's remote or on-site, configuration, training, go-live day on-site, you name it, everything. And we have customers in, again, over 100 countries where we've deployed services in one form or another.
Excellent. So, Chris, you talk about how only 10% of the market is penetrated. What do you think the opportunity is for our partners on the phone today, and how should they best take advantage of you and your team?
Well, obviously there's $50 billion in market opportunity, and less than 10%. The math's pretty straightforward. It's a huge opportunity. We think that focusing on mid-market enterprise customers who are ripe for the pickings is the right approach. And frankly, we recognize that unified communications as a service, contact center as a service especially, requires a little bit more in-depth knowledge than would some other solutions that your partners are selling. Hence why we engage our sales teams, our sales engineers, to do demos, to understand requirements of the customer, do that deep dive of discovery, working with you to affect a successful close to those opportunities. So if you've got an opportunity, register it on our partner portal. We will then get you in touch with one of our channel managers, one of our account executives, who will work with you to drive that deal.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chris Peters. Really appreciate your time today and meeting with us and walking us through 8x8. Thanks for your time. Also, just a reminder of the Ariaka launch coming this week. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of your partner support manager. And one final plug on Partner Summit. It's coming quickly, so if you haven't made your plans, please do so. We hope to see you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Again, Doug Miller will be back next week. And signing off for Telarus, I'm Bryce Hayes. Have a great week.